Hello all, I'm Sai and you're watching The Book Dragon. In today's video, I'm bringing to you my answers for the questions in the TMI versus TID versus TDA tag. I've already done the TMI versus TID tag before. You can go and check that out if you're interested. And also I'm giving a spoiler alert. Since this tag is about all these three series, there will be potential spoilers for the Mortal Instruments, Infernal Devices as well as the Dark Artifices series. So without any further ado, let's get into the video right away. Question number 1. Favorite main character, Clary, Tessa or Emma? It's definitely not Emma because I did not like Emma for a major portion of the second half of the series. In the first half, I liked her character so much, but in the second half, it just felt like she was a bit more rash compared to the first half and it did not gel that well for me. And the second one is Clary. Okay, I did not like Clary for most part of the Mortal Instruments, but moving on further in the series, especially in the Dark Artifices, I started liking Clary a lot more because adult Clary is a lot more likable compared to teenage Clary for me. So the obvious answer for this one is Tessa Grey, okay? Compared to all the characters that I've read so far in the Shadowhunter Chronicles, Tessa's the only character whom I feel like she cannot do anything wrong at all, okay? She has this weird combination of strength and softness put together in her. When we usually read strong characters, they are a bit so hard and not that easy to go with people. But when it comes to Tessa, she's not at all like that. She's such a heartwarming, sweet character whom anyone cannot not like. And also I'm sure of all the three main characters in the Infernal Devices, some people might not like Gem, some like me might not like Will, but I'm sure everyone will like Tessa, so she's definitely my most favorite. Question number 2. Favorite Herondale, Jace or Will or Kit? I can easily wipe out Will from this because he's my least favorite character of all the Shadowhunter characters if you ask me. It's a very unpopular opinion, but it's the truth for me. Second one, Jace. I can say that Jace and Clary are similar for me because I did not like them in the Mortal Instruments, but seeing them as adults, I like them a lot more. But when it comes to Kit Herondale, okay, even before he is revealed as a Herondale in the Dark Artifices, I just liked his character a lot because he was very different yet so similar. I was not able to judge at all, but when it came to Queen of Air and Darkness, I just found why I liked Kit a lot more because he's just an equal proportion of Jace and Simon put together. Okay, I'm a really huge fan of Jace and Simon's friendship and how they end up as friends after all the things that they go through. So that's one of the main reasons why I like City of Fallen Angels, because that's the only book where we get to concentrate a lot more on the Jaimin friendship. And Kit for me just seems like the perfect proportion of these two characters put together. He is sassy and sarcastic just like Jace, but also he's a kind of a nerd like Simon, and also his knowledge about the mundane world and he being able to empathize with almost every character makes him so special for me. So definitely Kit Herondale is my most favorite. Question number 3. Favorite love triangle, Simon, Clary, Jace, Gem, Tessa, Will or Julian, Emma and Mark? I can easily say, okay, Heron Grey Stairs is like the best love triangle of all time. I have not at all read any love triangle that is better than the Infernal Devices in any of the books that I've read, and I'm not sure that I'll be reading anything better than that also, because all three of them are just perfect for each other and they love the other two in the proper perfect amount. Okay, constructing a love triangle like this one and making it not unhealthy is something very difficult, and I think Cassandra Clare is just a master of crafting some things like that. And also another thing which I see is that when it comes to the other two love triangles, there's one thing which dominates the romance, and that's the friendship between Simon and Clary, because they are the best of friends that we've read so far. And when it comes to Emma and Mark also, they have this really good understanding which just shows their friendship like romance, but if we just go beyond that veil, it is pure understanding and friendship rather than anything else. They like each other for Julian and they don't love each other in a romantic way. So definitely Heron Grey Stairs is my all-time favorite love triangle. Question number 4. Better villain, Sebastian, the Magister or the Unseelie King? I had said my favorite villain of the two from the Mortal Instruments and Infernal Devices is the Magister in my TMI versus TID tag, but here I'd like to change my answer. It is definitely Sebastian / Jonathan Morgenstern, because the effect that Jonathan has on the prequel series, that is the Dark Artifices, after the end of the Mortal Instruments is just so epic. Okay, if not for Sebastian Morgenstern or Jonathan Morgenstern, we will not have Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy and a huge portion of the Dark Artifices also. So definitely he's my most favorite, and also he's the only villain who has this super different side. Okay, he is totally pure evil, but within him there's this goodness which can't be accessed by anyone else except Clary. Okay, and the death of Sebastian that we see in City of Heavenly Fire is definitely the best villain death that has been written by Cassie so far. So due to all these reasons, definitely Sebastian is the better villain. Question number 5. Better threat, the Dark Army, the Clockwork Army, or the Parabatai Curse? It is definitely the Clockwork Army for me because they are just machines, okay? They are demonic machines, so there's no way to control them at all because the first half is that they have demon energy within them which is not capable of doing good at all. It can definitely cause only destruction and havoc. The second part is that they are machines, okay? You cannot try and make them understand. Even when it comes to the Dark Army, they have this edge that they are also shadowhunters who are trying to kill shadowhunters, so it's not easy for them to deal with them. But when it comes to these, you can't kill the automatons, okay? While we see in the climax of the Infernal Devices itself, the shadowhunters are totally rendered powerless in front of the automatons, so it is definitely the better threat that Cassie has written so far, and I don't think the Parabatai Curse comes anywhere near these two because these two cause a greater threat to the entire race of the Nephilim, whereas when it comes to the Parabatai bond, it cannot like disrupt the entire Nephilim population itself, only a little chunk of it. And also I did not like the way in which the Parabatai Curse ended because it felt so convenient for me, so definitely the Clockwork Army is the answer for this one. Question number 6. Better first book, City of Bones, Clockwork Angel, or Lady Midnight? It is obviously Lady Midnight, okay? I'm sure even after the Last Stars is published, I read the Dark Artifices after finishing the first 2 books in the Last Star series. So even after reading that, I feel like Lady Midnight is far better first book compared to Chain of Gold because when it comes to Cassie's writing, the graph always keeps rising, right? Clockwork Angel is better than City of Bones and Lady Midnight is better than Clockwork Angel, but Chain of Gold is not as great as Lady Midnight for me personally because the scope of characters in the Last Stars is so huge, but when it comes to the Dark Artifices, it is huge, but the way in which she deals with them, and she just doesn't try to develop each and every character in the first book itself. But when it came to Chain of Gold, it felt like that she's trying to build each and every character from book 1 itself, which is not that easily possible because when you have 15 main characters, focusing on each and every one of them in the first book itself cannot result that great, so it had that problem. But when it came to Lady Midnight, it did not have any such issue at all. We dealt with all the characters, but not in this first book itself. All of them were introduced to us, but as the series progressed, their development was also really good, so definitely Lady Midnight is my most favorite. Question number 7. Better female supporting lead, Isabelle Lightwood, Cecily Herondale, or Cristina Rosales? Okay, I don't even have to say the answer for this one. There's no other female character in the entire Shadowhunter Chronicles that is better than Isabelle Lightwood. Okay, she is just perfection. I said that Tessa is a mixture of kindness and strength, right? But Izzy is a combination of everything. If you ask me, in the Mortal Instruments, she's the glue that holds everyone together. She starts out with not liking Clary, but towards the end, she becomes almost like a sister that Clary doesn't have at all. When it comes to Simon, the slow burn of her romance with him was just perfection, okay? That's why they are my most favorite ship in the Mortal Instruments series. When it comes to Jace and Alec, she's been with Alec when no one else could throughout his entire young adult life, and when it comes to Jace, she actually saved his life and hence Alex also while she cut off Sebastian's arm. So definitely there is no other character who's better than Isabelle Lightwood at all, and if someone selects any other character for this question over Isabelle Lightwood, I don't know what's going on in their mind. They should probably see a therapist. So definitely Izzy Lightwood is always the best. She's the queen. Question number 8. Better setting, the New York Institute, the London Institute, or the Los Angeles Institute? Definitely the London Institute, okay? London, baby, it's the best because in the other 2 series we don't get to explore the grandeur of the institute at all, okay? Only while we read the Infernal Devices, we are being shown how huge an institute is and what its importance is at all. And also while starting the Mortal Instruments, until book 3, we don't get to know anything about the institute to such a great extent at all. Only in Clockwork Angel and as the series progresses in the Infernal Devices, we get to know about the sanctuary and many other aspects when it comes to an institute in specific and how it is different from all the normal buildings that we see. Another thing is that when it comes to the Mortal Instruments as well as the Dark Artifices, the institute is more shown like a home than a headquarter from which the Shadowhunters from a particular region work. But in the Infernal Devices, it was not at all shown like that, okay? When it came to Jem, Will, Tessa as well as Jessamine, all of them are actually living in the institute just until they are going to become adults. But when it came to the Mortal Instruments and the Dark Artifices, Izzy, Alec and Jace have been living in the institute ever since their childhood itself. And I don't even have to tell about the Blackthorns, right? All of them were born in the Los Angeles Institute and they all grew up there. So definitely the other 2 institutes are more like homes than institute. So definitely, so obviously London is the winner for this one. Question number 9. Better last book, City of Heavenly Fire, Clockwork Princess, or Queen of Air and Darkness? Trust me, while I finished reading Lord of Shadows, I thought Queen of Air and Darkness is going to be the mega finale, grand finale, which is going to surpass Clockwork Princess for me. But it was definitely not the case. Queen of Iron Darkness was more like a setup for the wicked powers than the conclusion for the Dark Artifices. But Clockwork Princess, man, it was just beautiful, okay? I am sure not even Cassie Clare herself can top her writing or the finishing that she gave through the epilogue of Clockwork Princess. So definitely Clockwork Princess is the best last book so far, and I don't think anything can ever beat that also. So the Infernal Devices has this point. Question number 10. Better final epilogue, City of Heavenly Fire, Clockwork Princess, or Queen of Iron Darkness? It's definitely Clockwork Princess, okay? That epilogue is the hard piece of the Infernal Devices, if you ask me, because it just gives that closure that everyone wants and craves for. And that epilogue being written over a century into the future is just so epic and awesome in my personal preference. And also, while I was reading the epilogue of Clockwork Princess, I had a power cut, so I was reading it with the flashlight on my phone on because I was not able to stop reading. And after I finished reading the book, I've been having this thought in my mind forever since I finished it. It is that I want to go to London, I want to go to Blackfriars Bridge, I want to take a photo and post it on Instagram with a caption saying, "This is where Jem and Tessa used to meet once every year until City of Heavenly Fire." It is such a great impactful book for me, and it will definitely be one of my most favorite for the entirety of my life, and I'm sure anyone who has read it will also love that moment, especially that epilogue. So definitely this goes to the Infernal Devices. So to sum up, the Mortal Instruments got 2 points, the Infernal Devices got 6 points, and the Dark Artifices also got 2 points. So TMI and TDA are tied together, but the clear winner in this one is the Infernal Devices for me. Personally, I like the Mortal Instruments a lot more because I have spent a lot more time with those characters compared to the rest 2 series. But even last time when I did the tag, the Infernal Devices won. I'm not sure even if I do it for the next time when the Last Stars and the Wicked Powers are completed, whether any other series will win, because the Infernal Devices is just such perfection. And if you also took the tag along with me while we were watching the video, do let me know the score for all the 3 series in the comments. I'd like to know them. And if you did enjoy watching today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also share it to your friends. If you want to get more content from me, do subscribe to the channel because I publish new videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.